much.
All right. Okay, again, yo, Brian.
What?
I don't know. I want to start something. Okay, we're recording right now. Welcome to the very first episode of, how are we calling ourselves?
The Jobless
Jobless
Weeks.
Weeks. Yeah, I like that. I'm your host for today. My name is Marco, a.k.a. the Big Brown Mexican. And today, I'm with my fellow Jobless Week, Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing good. Today's a pretty good day, so I'm
Right.
feeling great. Yeah.
So we're 1 week into being jobless. We just barely graduated from college, from university, doing engineering, and you were doing
Comparative literature.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we want to do this podcast for is, what is it? Is it the worries about being jobless and living at our parents' apartment? Because I am living.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I do
yes.
have to pay rent though, so it's
Yeah.
not as good to be a need as I was expecting it.
Yeah, kind of coming to reality in the adult life.
Right, so, oh, I have good news for you. I just finished ending A of Nier Replicant.
Oh, no way. Wow.
It was good. It was excellent. It
Yeah.
made me cry.
Wow.
Literally,
That's
and-
amazing.
And the deaths of a lot of side characters, because it's a Nier game, it's a Yoko Taro game, so you're
yeah.
bound to see that,
Oh, yeah.
and you you can like fall in love with a lot of the side characters that their stories might not continue, or it might, but when something critical happens, you're like, well, crap.
Yeah, they're dead, or you might not see them again.
Yeah, I am 33 hours into the game.
Okay.
I could say that that's the only good thing that have come out of me being jobless.
Oh yeah. Only a week and you already finished Route A.
I know, yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm lucky
Wow.
that within the first month I finished the game, but if I were to do that, I would probably get kicked out of my little dungeon that I call my room. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Was it anything you expected? Like,
I never had the chance to play the 2010 game. I've had it for the longest time on my Amazon cart, but and I have the PS3. So
oh, you do?
I actually, after I finished Nier Automata, because a friend of mine introduced me to Nier Automata back in 2017, so when Nier Automata actually came out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And with him, I saw ending E, which is a true ending.
Oh, you already knew the ending.
So I kind of like
from the
spoil
beginning.
myself, but I didn't know anything that happened beforehand. And I finished the actual Nier Automata game last year,
Yeah.
and I got the Platinum Trophy for the PS4, and it was amazing. And it made the ending E that I had watched some previous years before
Yeah.
way more memorable.
Oh, it absolutely would. Yeah.
So what's your story about Nier Automata? How were
Yeah.
you introduced to that?
Yeah, so you introduced me to the game first. You talked about it for quite a while.
I know. Yeah, I was kind of.
Oh yeah, I think I was hooked when I learned that it was like a multiple endings type game. I really love that idea where you can like replay the game and get like different endings. But yeah, I started earlier this year, probably in March, I think. Very recent. Well, February or March, I think. Played that for a bit, a couple weeks, and I finished it. All the endings in Nier Automata. Really loved it. It was a blast, and I was thrown for a loop on quite a few of the endings, especially the mackerel ending where you eat the fish and you die. That was so funny. Oh yes, but then after that, I pre-ordered the game, Nier Replicant, when I found out that was coming out. So I just started that game, and I'm still under 10 hours. So I played very little so far. But yeah, I really like it. Yona is a really great sister. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where the protagonist is going to go.
You know, a part of me kind of like wanted to play it in Japanese, just to see if Jonah would say Onichan.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's going to be my second playthrough. I'm going to put it on hard difficulty and put it on...
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You're in for a treat. Although right now in the port that I'm at, always in my first playthrough, I always try to complete as many side quests as I can.
Ah, okay. Yes.
And I think that... I just finished the first playthrough, though, ending A. But I had finished a lot of side quests, and I have found like a lot of weapons, and I have like a lot of money. So I bought like a pretty good weapon. I recommend it to you. Is the Phoenix Lance.
Okay, Phoenix Lance.
And you will beat the crap out of everyone with that Phoenix Lance.
Oh, nice.
I only managed to improve it to level 2.
Okay.
But it's a great weapon, and
yeah.
Some of the boss fights, I was even kind of like getting ahead of the threshold.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was part of the game or not.
Yeah.
But like the HP gauge of the bosses would replenish again, because they were kind of like, hey, that's not the rule. Like, you have to wait for the threshold.
Okay.
But like every time I was killing it really fast, so I was like, yeah, suffer.
Fast.
I am your god. So
Nice.
I actually unlocked a couple of trophies that apparently you had to beat some of the bosses within unexpected amount of time. And I was like, yeah, in your face.
Nice. So you got the timed trophies already on the first playthrough?
A couple of them, yeah. I got the Kana one. The one for... Have you visited the desert already?
I haven't been there yet.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything about that, but it's a trophy that you get it on the desert.
Okay.
And it's a trophy that you also get it on the shrine.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I've been through the Lost Shrine just recently. I think that's the first one that you go to.
Yeah, that's one of the first boss battles when you go save Jonah from.
Oh yeah.
And also you meet Grimmer Wise.
Oh yes. Yeah, I've definitely done that one.
So it was great. Has Nier Replicant lived up to the expectations, to the hype?
Oh, it sure has. Yeah, it sure has. The music is amazing. The relationship between the protagonist and Yona is amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy for it.
So what is one of the things that you would say to someone that just was introduced to the game regarding kind of like the plot, the soundtrack, like the game overall? What would you say to them?
I would definitely say keep playing, even if you get an ending and it might seem devastating. Keep playing.
Right.
Oh yeah, that would probably be the best advice that I have for a newcomer, because it could be very off-putting.
It seems like you're still kind of like traumatized from ending A of Nier Automata versus ending like B, C, and D.
Oh yeah, even the other ones.
Of Nier Automata, that ending A was like, oh, Nines actually didn't die, and the world is beautiful, even though everything's crap.
Everything is going down the drain, but you could still keep playing because there's something else later. Yeah.
You know, kind of like Nier Automata or Nier Replicant is one of the games that actually became one of my favorites, because it is a really simple game.
Oh, it is.
All the scenery is beautiful, But
yeah.
all the scenery is really simple if you were to compare it with other games,
Right.
like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, or some Assassin's Creed games, or dang, like even some like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Nier Automata is really simplistic because it's like really open plains, some like destroyed buildings here and there, and it has a lot of NPCs, but not as many as other games
Oh, absolutely.
in terms of RPG style. But at the same time, the mobility of to be of or Nier or Kaine, it's
Ooh, yeah.
really good because some of my other favorite games are like Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War, and sometimes it feels kind of like a little harder.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And with
Even
Nier,
just-
it's really smooth because I remember also playing Devil May Cry, and even playing with
right.
Dante to make up the combos, it's pretty hard.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And with this one, it is really easy. Like, and if you're playing on easy, you can just like put the the auto
yeah.
stuff for Grimmer Wise, and it will help
right.
you a lot. Which I don't really do because I'm playing normal right now. But it's really easy for you to move near or to move to be or whatever character you're playing with in comparison to others. And at the same time, this is one of the few games that has actually made me read the story and the documents because for several
yes.
parts of some quests, you have to read like a paragraph worth of like 1,000 words, and after that they give you questions. So it's like,
Oh yeah. It makes you.
this is the
think.
first time that I actually don't feel like it's drag to read.
Yeah, I remember finding the archives in Nier Automata of what happened, like millennia ago, of the Gestalt project, I believe, and how that all happened. So yeah, it's quite rewarding if you read all the way through.
Yeah. Something that I also wanted to cover was also the Gestalt project.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you remember some from Nier Automata, the Debula and Popula's kind of
Ooh.
like section where they talk when they're kind of like helping 9S to get into the castle.
Oh yeah.
How they were talking about how everything failed due to Project Gestalt failing.
Yeah.
And a Nier Replicant is actually, at least for me, answering a lot more questions that I had. Like, oh, why did that happen? Like,
Oh, it sure is.
because we were just introduced to the shades
That's
on
right.
Nier Replicant, but on Nier Automata, they never talk anything about shades.
They never
And-
do. Yeah.
And all the game is just the machine life forms and aliens.
Oh yes,
coming
the
down,
aliens. But they're never really like actually shown or interacted with.
Yeah, and that was a funny thing because Nier Automata took place on the year 11,000 something, right?
That's right. That's
And
right.
Nier Replicant is taking place into 3,000 something.
Yeah.
And actually, after finishing the first playthrough, ending A, you will notice that the first scene where there was a guy in kind of like a convenience store fighting shades. At least for me, it did kind of like a little bit more sense. And
Oh yeah.
a lot of like the project Gestalt is going to be explained a little bit more when you meet Emil.
Oh yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I think you haven't gotten that far yet.
That's correct. Yeah.
And almost at the final boss, it will also make a little more sense why of the shades and what was the purpose of Project Gestalt, and it also it's kind of like connected with what happened with the aliens.
Oh, it is.
Because if you talk with an NPC at some point on the first playthrough with one of the NPCs that it's on the library, he says that everything kind of like started when they came from the sky.
Okay.
So it can either be a way for them to say like, oh, it was the aliens.
Yeah.
Or
a way to talk about
or
the
a
aliens.
way to talk about like the Draken. Was it Draken? The other games previous to.
The Draken cards.
Yeah, the Dragon cards, because they were also kind of like isekai'd
That's
from
right.
another world, because they had
Yeah.
magic and crap, and so when they came to Earth, they introduced
Yeah.
magic, and that's when the government started introducing Project Gestalt, because they were like, oh, okay, we don't have the technology
That's right.
to deal with
combat.
aliens, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna do our magic crap and.
Okay.
And we will try to save ourselves. And
That's right. From the chlorination.
Yeah.
Chlorination disease that's spreading because of the aliens coming.
yeah, because it
down
was a
the sky.
chlorination disease, and later you will learn to identify what the blood scroll was all about. Because the blood scroll is not related to the aliens; it is related to the shades.
That's
But when you
right.
learn the identity of the shades, you're like, what the heck is wrong with humanity?
Okay.
Just the same as you did in Nier Automata. Like, what the heck was wrong with humanity? Like,
Making androids.
out of machine life forms.
Absolutely.
Oh boy! So we would definitely cover more on the next podcast. This is the pilot, by the way. So hopefully it's not the first and the last.
Oh yeah, hopefully not. We have so much more to talk about.
Anyways, moving on to another topic. What animes are you watching this season?
Ooh yeah, I'm watching quite a few this season actually. I'm watching quite a few on Crunchyroll that are being simulcast currently. A couple of them are the 86 anime about silver-haired people in the 85 districts basically segregating against the 86 the 86th what's it called? District, exactly. So the 86th district is segregated against. I'm also watching a couple of others called Mars Red, Vivi, Fluorite Song. And those are beautiful. I think the anime is just top notch in those two.
That's great.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about Bibi because Bibi gave me a lot of kind of like Nier Automata vibes or
It does.
Detroit Become Human vibes.
Oh yeah.
In all this AI kind of like revolution. So what are your thoughts about the plot of Bibi
Oh yeah.
right now?
So I think it's really fascinating that the story it begins the very, very beginning with an uprising of the AI, and they kill basically all of humanity. But before they wipe everyone out, there's a scientist that's able to send back a code 100 years in the past to an android called Vivi. So yeah, I think it's really cool. She's basically trying to stop the events from happening as time progresses, but in the past. So it's really cool how she has to deal with that as an AI and then trying to fulfill a purpose, but she has this secondary purpose of stopping AI from uprising.
I think it was great. When I started watching Bibi, it was already on its third episode. And a lot of times I have this 3-episode rule for anime.
Oh yeah.
Because I've heard that Bibi is being directed by the same director that did ReZero.
Really?
Or like the creator.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't quite remember. But I mean it's ReZero, so.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So
pretty crazy.
You're in for a ride already.
Oh yeah.
One of the episodes that one of the animes that I'm watching is after being rejected, I shaved, and I took a high school girl home or something like
high
that.
school runaway home. Yep, that's right.
After watching the first episode, I actually went and read on the manga,
Okay.
and I got hooked to it, and I thought I think the idea is great for a doujin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
mean in some adult way? Because I'm pretty sure it's been done several times.
Oh,
But
for sure.
I love the way that they were trying to make it really wholesome.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that the girl has issues,
Oh yeah.
like
yeah.
really really strong issues in her family and personally. And that this guy also has some past traumas in order for him to
absolutely.
just take a random girl and just like, you're gonna live with me and I seriously have no ulterior motives.
Yeah. And I'll take care of you, and you can just live however long you want here. Oh yeah, but he's also dealing with his own things with some other girls, mostly from work too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was something that I thought that I thought it was really interesting, because he likes his boss, who is super pretty and it's legal.
Right.
Let's get that out of the way. So for starters, her boss or any like other coworker are legal, and the FBI will not be called.
Yeah.
As if he goes the other route. And at the same time, I think that the fandom it's really invested in making this high school girl, her name is Mayu, right, or something like that. They're shipping it with Toshida, and what are your thoughts about it? Like, do you agree? Do you think that it should be more like a wholesome kind of like father-daughter, or like brother, like big brother and little sister relationship, like it was like in Barakamon, or in Pokusudon World, or what was the other one, or Usagi Drop, or like Usagi Drop up until the point just before the ending, because
it was great. It was pretty straightforward all the through the most of the anime. Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, guess what? You're getting married. Oh, moshi mosh.
Yeah. A few years down the line, but yep.
What are your thoughts regarding how the plot of that anime should go? Because I think that's a novel. Initially, it was a novel.
That's right. Let's see. So my expectations right now of the show, I think it would I would think it would continue with the father-daughter type relationship, but I think we're seeing some hints that she's starting to have feelings towards him. But yeah, at the moment, I would like to see them continue with their relationship right now and see where his other relationships go with the women at work.
Do you think that her feelings are actually true? Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with loving someone that you live with.
That's right.
It can be roommates, it can be a girlfriend, it can be your parents.
Yeah.
But there's like a really huge difference between kind of like romantic love, which is like the eros love, and kind of like fraternal love.
That's right.
Which is like, I'm grateful and I would do anything for you, but not to the point of I want to have sex with you.
That's right. Yeah, especially living together. Yeah. Also, with her life circumstances right now, I think she would also feel a lot of respect for this man that she's living with, along with any type of love that she might have. She's definitely feeling a lot more secure with him, and a lot more respect for this man that is able to live this type of life at the standard that she's not used to. So yeah, at this moment, I think she might be trying to figure out for herself what type of love that she feels for him. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle between that fraternal type of love and an Eros type of love for him.
Yeah, I strongly believe like what she's feeling right now, it's kind of like a mixture of all the chemicals that teenagers at that age, they are all just like horny.
Right.
Let's just say that straight. Like, teenagers are horny and they don't know anything about love. I mean, I'm 27 and I'm sure heck don't know anything about love. And saying in that way, the MC has around the same age as me. The only difference is that he does have a job, but but
he's one step ahead.
I know, right? And I hate him for that because he's slowly building up his harem due to plot armor, and I really hate that. But that's for another podcast. And so what I was seeing here is that the girl. It's not. I mean, she thinks it's romantic love, and so in some way, the way that she wants to pay Yoshira's kindness is like, well, every other man wanted to sleep with me, so and I didn't want to, but you know what? I kind of want to with you because you're being kind of nice, and a lot of people would say like, no, that's okay. She's 17. She's like a year away from being legal. And it's like, I don't think that's really the point. Because at this point, this girl has slept with God knows how many men
and
due to her circumstances.
And it's her way of life at this point.
So at this point, her mind has already taken for granted that just having sex as long as both parties say yes, it's okay, and it's okay. That's the right idea up to a point, of course.
Right.
But there have to be some steps because there's no such thing as just like sleeping with others as a means to make money or whenever that happens is because something is happening with you and you have to seek for help, but at the same time you don't want to seek help because you feel so disgusted as yourself. Because I don't know if you have seen the most recent, no, it was not the most recent episode, it was the episode from episode 3, I believe, that the very first episode she was in bed with another man and her face was just like emotional, and it's like, is that that's not how consensual sex works. If only, like, if both parties are consenting it, but only one party is enjoying it,
just there's a problem.
Just because he's another type of sick, it's like that's also wrong, and I believe that. That the way of the plot of the anime is that Yoshira should even like, well, you know what? Not even with anything with their coworkers, because
because
what we were doing part-time job, because you and me both were doing the same part-time just before getting jobless.
That's right.
I mean, I was the boss as well, as you remember. I was the supervisor, and there were a few times, and this was not recent though, it was a couple of years ago, there were a few times where I started dating a couple of girls, everything went to crap. Everything went to crap, and it was not even an office setting. It was, we were cleaning. It was basic cleaning, restrooms, garbage, vacuuming, and a lot of times those girls thought that just because they were kind of like going out with me for like 1 or 2 dates, a lot of times they thought like, oh, that means that
they
I can do nothing. And I'm like, yeah, no. So
Certain
also,
privileges that might come with it don't really come with it.
yeah. So also, I mean, right now Yoshida doesn't look that way. Like if he would start dating his coworker, his co-high or his boss, he seems like a nice enough guy that he wouldn't do anything of the sort.
That's right. That he wouldn't take any advantage from
But
their relationship in the work.
but at the same time, what is your opinion regarding relationships on the job? Because we know a lot of people from our crew that actually got married.
That got married very, very recently in the past couple of years. So I think that it certainly does happen. I think that it's probably all right, but I have tried to stay clear of it personally. But yeah, I think it definitely happens. I think what is hard when you work at the job is if they're still around, and if it doesn't work very well, then you have to still be around
It's weird,
from the work spot. So the workplace is probably not the best place to start dating, or different things might happen on the job that don't really work out. So I think that's my opinion there for a workplace romance. Workplace crushes are a little harder, though. I think it's a little tough to really deal with the things happening around you and then own personal feelings.
I know.
There's definitely a lot that could go into that.
Yeah, and it's just weird. So we'll see how like future episodes of that anime turned out to be. Hopefully it won't be crap. It won't be the route of like, oh, you know what? She just turned legal and it turns out he loved her. And it's a happy ending. It's like, okay, it's a happy ending,
and that's a good wrap up.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, okay, no, Japan, seriously. I mean, both parties say it's okay, but there's a huge age gap, and I remember that because back when I was in Mexico for some time a couple of years ago, and I was in a very poor area, let's say that. And there was this man that I met. This man was like 45 years old. Mm-hmm. Would you care to guess the age of his wife that had already 3 kids?
3 kids. 20. Even younger?
Younger.
17?
He was 17.
Really?
3 kids already. Wow. And they were married.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I don't know how politics works in that part of Mexico, but I'm pretty sure that was illegal.
Oh, it's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
And it was a huge difference. And I also met another couple in some other part of Mexico, also in the south, where the husband had like around 50-something years, and also his wife was like 35 years.
Okay.
So it was still like a huge age gap, and they were a really nice couple. Don't get me wrong, but and of course that can happen. But
totally.
What is the point where we as culture decide what's the correct age gap? Like, so is that like as soon as they turn legal, then it's okay, or
waiting until maybe they're out of school or high school or whatnot? Absolutely, yeah. There's a huge difference, I think, in cultural expectations around the world, and I think Japan is really challenging the boundaries. I think with all these anime that they're bringing out with that show these age gaps. After the Rain is another one that I really have
yeah.
enjoyed watching.
Great
personally.
anime though, but
Yeah, I really love that.
you do
anime.
question some stuff.
Say what?
You do question some stuff with After the Rain.
Oh,
'cause-
you will have to. Oh, absolutely. Because that's another at work romance type. He's the boss. She's a
waitress.
waitress at this place that they work at. So yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of things that are being challenged or, well, even being addressed in these shows that some places are frowned upon very heavily and that aren't tolerated in some parts of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the good things of anime is that they, and sometimes we don't notice, is that they challenge culture, and a lot of times they challenge their own culture.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of times it's just like they're just being silly with like the brother sister complex animes.
Oh yeah.
But it's like,
yeah.
hey, if something came up with that idea, it's because someone was probably.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say stupid enough, but someone was crazy enough to go that route, and it's like. Okay, and what anime manga is doing right now is like, hey, this is what's happening at least in Japan, or this is what we
yeah.
think it's happening, because they are addressing a lot of like segregation, racism,
yeah.
kind of like some relationships or in relationship with predators or some other stuff like kidnappings, and it's like this stuff is happening, and
Yeah.
and we're just putting a moe filter just so it's not as disturbing as you know it already is.
Oh, absolutely. And and a lot of the time they show these type of shows according to like the genre that they put it under. But yeah, absolutely, they still have those issues, and they still show those issues, and it's quite fascinating. Like 86, that anime, and Kino's journey is very. Those points of like cultural differences are at the heart of those anime. Yeah.
I love Kino's Journey, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It didn't really hit me with 86. I haven't watched the first episode, so I'll probably watch it. I mean, I will definitely have time.
Oh yes, so yes. Yeah.
But I'll give it a try to 86. All that mecha stuff, or like piloted drones.
Right.
It was a kind of like a really good plot to work on. So I will definitely give it a try. Are there any other remarks that you would like to add just before we leave for today?
Ooh. Well, keep on watching anime. Well, now that we're jobless, we have a lot of time. So
I know.
We could do pretty much anything we want. We can play video games, watch anime, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, at some point in my life, I thought that I was going to be a NEET.
Oh, yes.
I just didn't think it was. I was going to be like an original NEET, because I mean, the room where I live at my brother's basement. I think this studio is even bigger than my room.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So I just have like my bed, kind of like a space of like 5 inches.
Oh, yeah.
The table where my PS4 and my TV is, and it's like, this is not that bad. It only becomes bad when my highly successful brother looks at me with that Tanjiro face, like.
Oh no! Oh dear.
But
Yep.
well, it was great talking with you, Brian. This was the first episode of Jobless Weeks. My name is Marco, aka the Big Bro Mexican, and Again, today with me was Brian.
Brian, yep. Real excited.
All right. So I guess this was it. And we don't have yet any other platform before YouTube. So we will probably get to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for now, just if you liked it, subscribe, put the like. If you didn't like it, don't do anything. or you know what? Just share it with someone and like, hey, look at these idiots. What they're trying to do. So support us in our jobless life. So we might not get chewed up by our parents. And best bye to all of you guys. All right, see ya.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if this recorded everything.
Totally. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. This one looks good. Oh, man.